There's no audio level. Yeah.
It's crew number 50, Abingdon School's second 8 coming down.
Wait, I think we've got it.
So they've got a rower in there who went to GB Trials this year, and their cocks as well. And over half of the crew, in fact, were once in the J15 C boat. So obviously, made a great step on, stuck with their rowing, and 2-3 years later, tearing it up in the senior second 8 and looking pretty good there. It's just Latimer upper coming across the line, closely followed by Dulwich and Bedford School there, George's old school. So it looks like Bedford have chased up a long way there. Crew 51 Dulwich, Crew 55 Bedford. So Bedford have made some moves during the race there. Next up, Hampton, another very strong looking second 8, crew number 56, followed by Shrewsbury, crew 52. So, a lot of overtaking, a lot of crews here, overtaking 3, 4, 5 crews on the way down. So we have a winner from the second 8. It was Eton, in fact. Eton, closely followed by St Paul's, 3 seconds behind. And then Bedford in third in the school second 8s. And in the school first 8s, it was Norwich, I believe, who took the win. Yeah, Norwich took the win. Great Marlow School in second currently. Now I see the King's School Chester second 8 here. They've filled out our commentary form and asked us to tell you about their very long video they put out last year and their popular TikTok sensations. Stern 4 say aiming to make junior worlds this year despite training once a week. Well, very efficient with their time. Now it looks like a second 8 from Enniskillen coming down. So yeah, another boat that's come over across the Irish Sea for this race today. They have an Irish Championship rower in their boat, say Enniskillen. So it looks like another St Paul's crew coming down here. They're J16 Champ 8, crew number 63. So I think they've overtaken some of the second 8s here. Looking very long, very accurate with their blade work. I'm sure a contender for the win in the J16 Champ 8s right there. Followed by the Emmanuel School second 8. Apparently their stroke man is able to swallow a 2-foot sword. He's also capsized a single 17 times in one day. Impressive achievements there. And now Norwich School's second 8 coming down here. Quite a young crew, they say, with 3 J16 members. For 2 of them, it's their first time racing at this event. Training hard and racing against and beating, I'm assuming, University of East Anglia, the local university team there. They're followed by Hampton, and then a whole pack of crews coming down here. We've got the Eton J16 Champ 8, Radley, we've got the Monkton Combe second 8, and a J16 Champ 8 from KCS. So seems like a lot of the same kind of contenders here, St Paul's, Eton, KCS, seeing a lot of crews from them across the field looking very strong, very long, and posting quick times in their events. You joining?
Rory White is on the mic.
Are the mics on?
The mics are on, the mics are finally working.
Can people actually hear us?
I think they can.
Okay.
We had a few technical issues. Let's call it the B team running this today. But we're back. It's a lovely sunny day. It's slightly different to Women's Head. Women's Head, myself and Lucinda were rather cold, but today I think it's almost t-shirt weather.
It is, yeah. I've got my sleeves rolled up here, ready for some exciting rowing action. So we've got Dulwich College's J16 Champ 8 coming down the line of boats now, closely followed by, I believe, Bedford School. Crew number 69 there, Bedford School's J16 Champ 8s. And both crews take a very nice, tight line close to the line of boats, and you're hopefully finding that fastest water as they come into the finish. Dulwich saying their 5-seat only started rowing last year and is you're already rowing in that J16 Champ 8 at School's Head. So impressive start to his rowing career there.
Test, test.
And so Abingdon now coming down, closely followed by Latimer Upper. So Latimer, it's the sixth man is the son of Ben Hunt Davis of GB Gold Medal 8 at Sydney 2000 fame. Saying they've done some fixtures with St Paul's, Dulwich and Hampton. Drew St Paul's, beat Dulwich, lost to Hampton. Lots of crew changes since February, very fierce selection and seat racing process. Hopefully, you know, helping them put out a stronger crew going through all of that. Followed by Westminster School's J16 Champ 8. And now we see J16 Champ 8 from Ship Lake coming down. Saying their stroke man consumes a minimum of 4 Coca-Colas a day and somehow still has a functioning body. He's also trying to copy their coach Dave Curry's hairstyle from 2007. Saying they didn't do too well last year, but looking to step on this year. So we'll see what the results show. All right, St Edward's J16 Champ 8 coming down here. Maybe rating a little bit low, but you know, staying long all the way to the line. Closely followed by King's Chester, who I think have closed up the gap there. You know, rating a little bit higher, looking a little bit racier than St Edward's. And next up behind them, crew number 76, Shrewsbury. Again, quite a low rating crew, considering we're seeing the last kind of 200 meters of the race here. Some of these rates are maybe, you know, could be cranking it a little bit more, but then obviously you don't want to lose the length either. That's like another crew from Enniskillen in the J16 Champ 8s here. Looks like crew number 79, Hinksey Sculling School. So, you know, another program, I think actually a mix of schools in Oxford, but sort of, you know, I suppose, I don't know if appeared is the word, but has grown so much in the last few years, and in fact had a boat racing in the Henley finals of the club events a couple of years ago. So great to see them fielding more crews. I think they row off a few racks at Radley's Boathouse and do a lot of their ergs in a gazebo.
I think I've got my mic working again. Yours seems to be a lot louder than mine, so...
Quite right.
Yeah, I know.
Now it looks like a crew from Monmouth School coming down. So Monmouth's J16 Champ 8 here. Another probably slightly lower rating crew, but keeping the length to the line.
Without looking, I'm going to say that's right, 33.
I'm getting 32 and a half on the watch.
I'll take that. I like a good odd.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty good line here because they're staying over towards the line of boats and towards the faster water.
And it looks like we're starting to get a race down to the finish here. We have Leander Crew 81 and Crew 82, which looks like Marlow Junior Boys as well.
Yeah, so Crew 82 Marlow looks like they've overtaken Leander there. So that's a big turnaround. Leander obviously winners of the Forley last year. Yeah, perhaps suffering from the loss of coach Jonathan Jackson there, but very racy looking Marlow crew really taking it up as they come into the line.
Yeah, I think those Leander blades might be slightly lengthier than those Marlow blades, rowing slightly longer, still getting the same, slightly lower even rate. but getting the same amount of boat speed out of it. As we see another 8 coming across the line, that's crew 80.
Aberdeen Schools J16 Champ 8 coming down here. Quite
Great to
high
see
on the
Aberdeen.
rate, seeing them up at kind of, I don't know, 38.
And that looks like crew 85.
Hinksey Sculling School, I'm going to say. Am I right? Yeah, Hinksey Sculling School. So as I was just saying, a very strong program that's built up from various schools in Oxford and has really come into the forefront in the last few years in terms of the performances they're putting out.
And we've got a race between, it looks, Sir William Barley's and Tideway Scullers Schools. Sir William Barley's having a lot of history in that quad, especially at Henley. It's great to see if they can sort of continue that through the younger years.
Tideway Scullers look like, so 88 and Barley's are 83, so Tideway Scullers have moved up a lot of places there. They could be a contender for a quick time.
Hereford School, Cathedral School, crew number 84, coming through the finish line, rowing in a very nice Wintec, which was very heavily mentioned in our tent talks over summer. And it looks like we've also got Windsor Boys School and I believe
Frenton Boat Club.
Coming
Side by side into the line. Looks like Windsor moving through there. Very tidy looking crew. And over on the Fulham Wall side, that looks like a crew from Walton Rowing Club. So maybe just strayed a little out of the fastest water there.
Next up, coming through in the camera, that would be
Clare's Court.
That is Clare's Court, isn't it?
So winners of the Forley 2016. Always a strong school in sculling, but maybe not quite matching some of the very, very quick crews here in terms of their speed on the water, we can see. Now just coming up to the finish here, crew from Hartbury, Hartbury College and University. I'm assuming the college part, as they are a school crew. And now we've got a quad from Pangbourne. Quite long, quite powerful as they come up to the line, but being chased down by Maidenhead. Maidenhead coached by Stephen Hughes and Victor Kleshner, both Henley winners with Leander in recent years, and also Fred Smallbone, so Olympian from the 1970s, I believe, and in fact, I think the coach that introduced Pete Reed to rowing, one of our other great Olympians. Kingston Rowing Club Championship quad just coming through the finish now. Mix of red and white blades. Looks like it might actually be a deliberate touch to match their kit there. Very stylish.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that. I like that.
Then we have got
crew 97, which is
RGS High Wycombe, followed by Henley Rowing Club. Henley Rowing Club moving up, crew 99, catching up to crew 97 there, but Henley maybe just straying over towards that Fulham Wall and the slightly slower water, so hopefully not costing them too much there. Crew number 101 here from Northwich. Really taking it up now as they come into the final 100 metres. Looking to get every last bit out of it to the line.
I'm going to start throwing wristbands at someone when they walk past. Do you like them, the new wristbands?
Ooh,
Bit
yeah,
turquoisey,
I mean,
a bit pinky.
we've done so
out.
many colour schemes over the years, haven't we? That we've got to come up with new ones.
I'd say these are the best ones, yeah.
Crew 100, so another northern crew like Northwich, the Grange Schools Championship quad. Being chased down by Tiffin School, they say it's the first Tiffin crew they've had competing, I'm guessing at School's Head, since 2016. They've got 2 J16s in the stern pair of the boat, so some young guns there, I'm sure, with hopefully another couple of School's Heads ahead of them as well. Now Westminster School coming down, coming up to the finish line at their home club, and really taking the rate up here, up at 40 here, trying to get everything they can out of it into the line. Tees Rowing Club by comparison, trying to keep the length, not go up for too much and risk the wheels coming off. We've got a quad from the King's School Worcester coming down here, looking very long, very tidy with their angles and their blade work. Looks like they have overtaken the crew from Notts County Rowing Association there. Crew number 106. Notts County, so they're coached by the legendary Digger Johnson, still riding alongside them on the path of the lake, path at the side of the lake in Nottingham, at the young age of only 76 years. So yeah, that's commitment to the cause right there. Got an Italian crew here, crew number 109. Looks like crew 113 possibly. No, I can't read the numbers. I've got some more 8s coming down now. So St. Paul's is third 8, leading the third 8's field down. It looks like they have overtaken both Eton and Radley to get that position. So probably a pretty solid contender for the win in third 8s. There's only 5 crews entered. Now I've got Hampton's championship quad and Eton's third 8 coming down the embankment side by side there. And then we've got a quad from City of Cambridge. Again, quads and 8 side by side. Radley College's third 8 coming through. Them nice and tight to line of boats, taking that fast water and going for the overtake in the final stages. Now we have third 8 from Bedford School.
Mr. Richman's old school.
And George's old school as well. Looking pretty strong, and there's some pretty, some programs of real depth here to put out third 8s of this this quality. So it's good to see so many rowers keeping their rowing up into sixth form and into the senior crews. We've got a third 8 from Dulwich School, so I think Bedford have overtaken them.
Following them closely, it looks like St. George's College to me.
Yeah, that's right, St. George's College. So that's the first of the school J16 first 8s, in fact, coming down the course now. Looks like they've potentially closed up the gap to Dulwich, 2 crews ahead of them. And really taking it up as they come into the line, but staying long as well.
I believe coming onto our screens now is Kew House School. I could have that completely wrong, but I'm pretty confident.
I think you're right, those green blades.
Very distinctive.
Yeah.
Always got a very big entry into many competitions that we see. Pretty sure they were one of the biggest entries into national schools last year, which is great to see for this sort of school rowing, where all of us started, where all of us went to university.
I think a few years ago they were...
but you do see a lot of these guys head off to the US as well, which is also, something probably didn't think if they didn't pick up rowing, so it's all really great to see.
So there's only 4 crews entered in the J16 first 8s today, so just looking for Winchester and King's Worcester, the other 2 J16 first 8s, to come down towards us. And after them it would have been the J15 Champ 8s, but unfortunately due to the yellow flag for fluvial flow, the J15 events have been cancelled today. So,
which I think might have been a slight knee-jerk reaction, because to me, I don't know about you, you've rowed in this water way more times than I have, but it looks fine to me.
Yeah, of course, it looks okay out there now, but I suppose you've got to sort of follow the safety procedures, and they are there for a reason. I think it's always better to cancel things earlier before people have sort of heard some rumours that Eton might be hosting some racing for the J15s at Dorney today instead.
They are indeed. So if you're watching this live stream and you've got somebody racing there for the J15s. We do have a photographer there. Mr. Cruikshank is down at Dorney today shooting the J15s, so they are not missing out on the opportunity to collect some absolute fabulous photos, as I would say.
Of course. And that's King's School Worcester's J16 first aid that's just come through there. Now, I believe we have the first of the women's champ eights. So this is Henley Rowing Club. I think they're coached by Leon Redmond, Dave Lister, Giorgio Paletti as well. Lots of very good coaches part of that program, and a real dominant force in junior women's rowing in the UK. Followed by perhaps the other dominant force in junior women's rowing, Headington School. So both crews looking very long, very tidy, very good blade work.
Headington School
real
having
impressive rowing.
Women's Head last week, 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, rowing really well there. I believe they actually won the junior event there as well. Really great to see. Good practice for obviously School's Head today.
And now we've got Hinksey Sculling School coming down. So like I've been saying, a program that seems to have grown and moved up the rankings massively in the last few years, both on the boys and girls sides, which is great to see. Two crews coming down side by side now. We have got Shiplake, I think, overtaking next to the line of boats, and Surbiton High School being overtaken there. So Shiplake have told us, I believe, this is their first ever girls first eight. So they've had some very good quads, but first ever eight they've put out, and they're looking very long, very strong as well. Perhaps another contender for the win there. They are followed by St Edward's Teddies, I think winners of the Open Women's 8 at the Northland Head last weekend. And another really quality looking crew coming down past us. We've now got Marlow Rowing Club's Girls Champ 8 coming down. So the 4-seat, Eve, is the daughter of national treasure Sir Matthew Pinson, and they say they spent School's Head Eve at their house. So hopefully got some pearls of wisdom from Sir Matthew to take into the racing today. But great to see it does run in the family. No. And I've got LEH coming down here. So Stern 4 girls who competed in the Coxless 4 at GB France last year. And a J16 in the 3-seat, so another couple of years of school level rowing ahead for that girl.
As we have 141 coming down as well, Tideway Scullers School.
Haven't sent us any information to
no
go
info
off,
on them,
but
but I think we know plenty about Tideway Scullers. Bit of a long row back up to the top, but
yeah, no, it's always unfortunate sort of boating on the other end. It's obviously quite convenient for your warm up, and you can you head up past the start, but a long way back. Got to keep the morale going on the way back.
And coming onto your screen now is Latimer, which one thing that probably hasn't been flagged because it was a complete surprise to the kids until today is that today they are racing with different blade colours and all at once to celebrate our 400th year of the school. So great to see celebrating 400 years at Latimer with the different blades and different all-in-ones. Thank you to Latimer for that information. And here's to another 400 years. It's probably possible.
I think so.
Yeah. It's great to see the history, different all-in-ones for the kids to be part of that.
Got to say, actually, looking at these girls' champ eights coming through, compared to a few years ago, there seems to be a lot more depth in the field, and I think a lot more crews just in terms of watching their rowing that could be real contenders for the medals. So, if I had to put money on it, I'd say the results will reflect that, and it'll be closer at the top than it ever has been. But let's see what the numbers say.
100%. The standard of rowing on a whole in that level is definitely increased. I mean, you see it in the commentary a lot at Henley for a few years ago, especially when I was watching. The standard of the junior boys rowing and the women's rowing is 100% up there as well, which is great to see.
So we've got crews from Wallingford Rowing Club.
And another Q school, I believe.
Yeah, and Q House School. So Wallingford overtaking there down the line of boats. Another very strong-looking girls' champ 8. Yeah, really moving the boat on in those last few hundred metres to get their bow in front of Q House. Enniskillen here, winners of the Erne Head of the River by 36.5 seconds. 4 of their rowers and their cocks raced last year at the Irish Championships, placing 2nd overall. And their 6th seat, Acorn, is currently attending GB trials and is off to Syracuse next year. So obviously, rowing, it gives a lot of these kids the opportunity to get into a university in the US, as there's a big focus on sport there, and it's something that you might not otherwise get that opportunity unless you're sort of at a really strong level in a sport and can go on and bring that with you to university.
Did you think about going to the US, Wilf?
I did a little bit, but the pubs aren't as good as over here.
Yeah, the drinking culture's not as good, is it?
No, it's not. You've got to be over 21.
That's
so
all that matters.
That was the deal breaker.
That's all that mattered for me for rowing, was the social culture.
Exactly. Looks like some boys 8s again now. The J16 second 8s. So it looks like Radley here have overtaken Eton to lead the field down. Saying, no, I'm not sure we can read that out. So this Eton crew maybe not looking like as big a crew, in terms of the size of the people in it as the Radley one, but keeping the length, getting the work down as they come through the line.